Hey kiddos, happy Thursday. Today's Thursday. So I hope you guys are having a good week. Our week is almost over. I know you guys have been working really hard. I'm going to get you through writing today. And so whenever I looked at this writing situation, I came up with about 4 different topics that I could write about. So let's get to it. So, our learning target, we're still working on narratives. Narratives are stories that are about you. The good thing about on demand, meaning you've got to come up with a situation right then and there and write something great in a short period of time. When it comes to narratives, they can be real or they can be made up. So that's awesome. Awesome part. So to go on with our learning target, says to develop real or imagined experiences or multiple events or ideas using effective technique, descriptive details, and clear sequences. Now again, because this is a narrative, we have beginning, middle, and end. That's how you need to tell your story, whatever you're writing about. So we are going to write our Foursquare. We're going to get that down. And then I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about a hook, because I feel like the hook is not the most important part, but that's going to get your reader to want to continue to read your story. You want to have a really good hook. So let's dive into our writing situation. Our writing situation says, a local television station is looking for students to write and deliver speeches for its I Wanted to Just Melt Away column. They hope to share stories of different embarrassing moments in a special feature story. The embarrassing event must be about the author, not some other person, and only first names will be used. Now again, this is not, you can make it up. Just because it says it's got to be about the author, not some other person, you can still make this up. Only first names will be used. Your writing directions say, pick an embarrassing moment to share. Write a speech that tells a story about an embarrassing event from your life. Okay, so before we get into it, let's raft it. So rafting is just breaking it down, breaking our writing situation and our writing directions down. So the R stands for role, and again that means who are you writing as. And here you're writing as a student, because it says it's looking for students to write and deliver speeches. So you're a student, you're going to be writing as yourself. Now your audience stands for the A, the audience. Who is going to be reading this? Well, it's going to be in a newspaper column. Oh no, just kidding. A local television station. I'm thinking of the one from Monday. Anyway, it's going to be on TV. So your audience is going to be the viewers, the people who watch this television station. So I'm going to put TV station viewers. Okay, now your audience, that's pretty important, because your audience is going to tell you how you need to write your piece, meaning like what we talked about on Monday. If you're writing an email to your friends or a letter to your friends, you're going to have a more casual voice. You're going to use more casual language. Now, because this is going to TV station viewers, it should be more formal. Meaning sounds just a little bit more professional. Now for the form, what the F stands for, the form, what are you writing? Are you writing a letter? Are you writing an email, a blog, an article? So here it says that we are writing a speech. I hope I just erased that. A speech. So a speech is, you're writing to your audience, so you're going to use that type of language, but you've got to make sure that it's still formal, but it's just like you would be standing up talking to a group of people. So you are writing a speech, And then your topic, what T stands for, is an embarrassing moment. And I'm sure we have all had embarrassing moments. So as I've been reading this and going over this, and whenever you do this independently, you should go ahead and start thinking about different embarrassing moments. And if it helps you, you can make a list of embarrassing moments. So let me add a page here. So I'm going to add another one too so I can get my Foursquare down. But if you need to make a list. So, and again, these can be real or imagined. Mine are all real. And so the time my overalls fell down, I was in first grade, you guys, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. I was so embarrassed. I cried in front of the whole class. Anyway, I'll get more into that. And then, let's see, I can't remember exactly, but it was the softball regions, and there was this pitcher. She was fast, and so she had thrown me 2 fastballs, and of course that third one, I should have known it was coming, was a chain jump. Well, I was just ready for a fastball, you guys, and so I just swung as fast and as hard as I possibly could, but with a chain jump, you know, that ball comes out kind of fast, but then it just rises and slows down just a little bit. The people in the stands felt the wind coming off my bat as hard as I swung at that, and everybody laughed. I laughed too because she got me and I struck out. But anyway, yeah, softball region, swing. We'll just say swinging in the wind. Okay. I'm going to clarify this one. That was in first grade when my overalls fell down. And I'm sure there are other ones, but for the sake of time. So the one that I want to write about is the time my overalls fell down. Now, I know on Monday I told you guys to write about experiences that you can recall a lot of details about or come up with a lot of details about. Now, I know that this was, gosh, almost 30 years ago. But because I was so scarred and so traumatized by this event, I remember so much of it. And what I cannot remember, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to fill in. I'm going to make it up. So, I'm going to start with my Foursquare. And we're going to put our topic. And this is actually going to be kind of like the title. So, gosh, what could I... Let's just go ahead with the 5 W's. Who, what, where... when, who, what, where, when, and why. So this is for narrative only. You're going to do your 5 W's. And whenever you guys fill out your organizer in Google Drawings like you did on Monday, you're just going to kind of follow the same thing. So the topic, oh, I don't even know what to call it, you guys. Falling pants, maybe? Okay, so who, of course, it was me, my class. Guys, I still remember my first grade teacher. She did not know what to do. Who, what, you know, pants fell down. Who, what, where, in class, and at home too, because, you know, beginning, middle, and end. And I guess whenever I got home, I had to tell my mom, who, what, where, when. Who, what, where, when. Shoo, goodness, first grade. And then why? I was embarrassed. My face turned shades of red no one has ever seen. Okay, so starting with the beginning. And again, in my Foursquare, this is just an organizer that will help me get my thoughts out here and will help me get everything transferred to paper in an organized manner. This middle box right here, this is your intro. This is where that information comes from. Okay? Now, beginning. New overalls. So you know what? I was super excited to wear those bad boys. Never wore them again, but I was really excited to wear them that day. New overalls. Whenever I'm coming up with things to include in my paragraphs. Because this is a narrative, you are going to include those elements. Dialogue, sensory details. It's late and I can't think of anything else right now, but we've talked about it. So, yeah. So dialogue, my mom just told me I was so cute. So I'm going to add that in there. And then, I just felt good about myself. I was excited. I was, you're going to add your thoughts and feelings and narratives. That's another one. I was excited and wanted to show all of my friends my new overalls. Okay, now, because again, this is, you're just jotting ideas down. You're not writing complete sentences. You're just not. Okay, now the middle, I can say got to school. Again, you're just kind of summing up beginning, middle, and end. You're not going to tell everything that happened first, like every single little detail. It's kind of like a summary, but just concise. You're focusing on one moment. My one moment is whenever my pants fell down and how embarrassed I was. So, in the middle, I'm at school. It's carpet time. Okay, it was after recess, and I remember this. Carpet time after recess. Okay, I'm going to kind of set this up. So, overalls have straps. So, my straps were a little bit loose, and so they had fallen off my shoulders. Straps of overalls. Fell off shoulders. And I wasn't paying attention. It was carpet time. She was reading, my teacher, Miss Rodman, she was reading a book. I'll say reading a book. Okay. And, I remember where I was sitting at carpet time. I was smack dab in the middle of the carpet. In middle. Okay. So that kind of gives you a little sensory detail about that. So my straps, my overalls fell off. Didn't think a thing about it. Reading time was over. I stood up. Guess what happened? Pants fell right down. Okay, now I'm getting to the end. Okay, so this is where I'm going to use some sensory details. All right, so it's first grade, you guys. It's a bunch of 6-year-olds. So, of course, everyone starts laughing. My face gets hot and red, and I can feel tears. Let's spell that right. I can feel tears streaming down my face because I'm just, mortified. Of course, I jerk my pants up. And run to my locker because we had tall green lockers in the first grade. Run to my locker. Okay, because it was kind of to the side of the room and kind of away from everybody. And Miss Rodman tries to get everybody's attention away from me. Gets attention. Okay. I get myself together. And that was pretty much at the end of the day. So, my conclusion. Now, it's important to go back to your prompt and your writing situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include this phrase. I wanted to just melt away. Okay, because I did. But that's something good that you can include in your conclusion paragraph. I just wanted to melt away from embarrassment. Okay. Okay. And then I can go on to say, my mom tried to make me feel better. And she told me that everybody gets embarrassed. Mom, everyone gets embarrassed about something. No one will remember this. But you know what? I do. I still remember. Everyone gets embarrassed. They will forget. She's just trying to make me feel better. Then I can, kind of make it funny saying, I've never worn overalls since. Although they're coming back and they're pretty cute. And then I can give people, but something to think about could be always check your straps. Your overall straps. Okay. Now I know that seems like a lot, and it is a lot. But this is going to help me to write my piece and make it organized and include details. Because that's why I included these details in this organizer. Now, to write a good hook. Oh, gotta add a page. Your hook is one sentence. Okay? Hook equals one sentence. And that is all we want you to write today. Besides your foursquare. You got to do your foursquare and your hook. So, one sentence. Here are your different options. You can start with a question. Now, you need to think about your form. It's a speech. So, what's going to be appropriate for a speech about being embarrassed? It can be a fact or a statistic. Okay. It can be a visual, meaning you are going to try to create a picture in someone's head, such as imagine a time when everyone was pointing and laughing at you. And you wanted to melt away. Okay, so that's a visual. That's going to give a person the words to picture this in your mind or in their mind whenever they're reading it. Someone pointing and laughing, and then you wanted to melt away. So that's a visual example. Now I want to go back to a question real quick. You can do a question, but you want it to be an interesting question. Normally, if your answer to the question is yes or no, then it might not be very interesting. So if you start off by saying, have you ever been embarrassed? That's not very strong. You want your hook to be so strong that the person who has picked it up to read it, that they want to keep reading it. Let's just start with those three. So, choose from one of these hook examples. I think the visual is the strongest, just because it, creates an image in your reader's head. So there's an example of a visual. Now I've given you an example. You cannot use mine. You can't do it. Don't do it. So it's got to be about yours, your story. You can even add something in there. I could have said, imagine everyone pointing and laughing at you because your pants were on the floor. So yeah. All right. This is what you're going to do. Whenever you do your Foursquare, I want you to set a timer. Your goal, and I know we've kind of just started to do this, in 5th grade, your goal is going to be to be finished with your Foursquare in 5 minutes. Okay? It's hard to do, but you can do it. But starting out, I just want you to set a timer. Be conscious that, the timer is going, but as soon as you finish your Foursquare, stop your timer and see how long it took you. And then whenever we do this again, let's see if you can't get faster and faster. So, if you have any questions, please ask. And yeah, you're going to be doing this in Google Drawings just like you did on Monday. Hope everybody has a great day, and please, pretty please, work hard. Talk to you.